All right, let's dive into how movement and structured exercise impacts our blood sugar. My name is Stephanie. I'm a registered dietitian, nationally board certified health and wellness coach, and chronic care professional. How does movement, how does exercise impact our blood sugar? You probably already know the answer. It's helpful. When we are moving our bodies, when we are using our muscles, we burn blood sugar as fuel for that movement. So the more we move, the more fuel that we're going to work through and burn through. Also, movement opens up our insulin pathway. So it's going to make us more insulin sensitive. It's going to make insulin more efficient at doing its job and it reduce the insulin burden on our body overall. So movement helps to pull blood sugar out of the bloodstream and get it into the muscles, burning away as fuel. It's only good for your blood sugar goals. Movement indirectly can help to lower our blood sugar and improve our insulin response. Movement helps to produce happy hormones, can lower stress levels, and reduce pain signaling. All of those will directly impact blood sugar and insulin. And then also, when we're moving more, we're going to sleep better, more deeply, wake up feeling more rested. And that's going to make a significant improvement on our insulin resistance as well. No matter how you go about it, movement is going to be beneficial for your exercise goals. Let's talk about the different kind of layers and intensities of exercise. Let's start with the most basic activities of daily living. This is a way of describing just what we do every day to take care of ourselves, of brushing our teeth, of cleaning the dishes and putting the dishes away. Those gentle movements that we do every day are activities of daily living. And sure enough, those do burn through blood sugar, but at a very gentle and slow pace. Those activities of daily living are the basic kind of level of movement, and they might not do a really significant change to our blood sugar or insulin sensitivity, although they are important. The next step, kind of the more intense layer of that, would be NEAT exercise or NEAT movement. This is non exercise activity thermogenesis. This is a phrase that just describes a surprising, actually, a metabolic boost that we get from doing simple everyday movements like chores, scrubbing the bathtub, mopping the floor. Those don't sound like huge bursts of movement, but they are pretty intense on our bodies, right? Like you can get out of breath scrubbing the bathtub or vacuuming the whole house. And those actually do add up to really significant calorie and blood sugar burns throughout the week. But even something as simple as fidgeting, people who are more fidgety, who tap their legs or tap their arms all the time, that's actually non exercise activity thermogenesis. They're kind of constantly moving and constantly burning or demanding to burn more blood sugar throughout the day. So I encourage you to kind of think, where you're at in your movement and your exercise. Am I relying more on those activities of daily living as my movement? Am I stepping it up and doing something a little more intense, like non exercise activity thermogenesis? The overall goal, no matter who you are, is also to just be more mobile, be moving more. How sedentary are you? How many hours in the day do you sit? And how long do you go without moving or standing up, right? Do you sit for 2 to 3 hours at a time? Do you sit for 30 to 45 minutes at a time, right? The longer we're sitting throughout the day, either all at once or just, I'm sitting 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, that actually can contribute to increased pain signaling and more insulin resistance and more blood sugar kind of buildup, right? We'd definitely expect to see higher blood sugar numbers and more insulin resistance in a more sedentary person or somebody who sits a lot of the day or sits for long stretches of time. So that's something to notice. And an easy way to counteract that is just set a goal of standing up and taking breaks. Take standing breaks. You can just stand and kind of, shake things out, get some blood flowing. You could stand and do something, right? You could stand and go refill your water and take a lap around the house or around the office. You could stand and do a little chore, clean up one surface or put the dishes away. So think about moving more and sitting less or breaking up long durations of sitting to get your blood flowing and improving that insulin sensitivity all throughout the day. It doesn't mean you can't sit and relax. It just means you might have to take a break from sitting for longer durations. Spontaneous movement will help to lower that blood sugar. So it will open up those insulin pathways, make you more insulin sensitive, and then your having more opportunities throughout the day to burn through that blood sugar. And you can really kind of hack this around your meal times. Of course, our blood sugar, we'd expect it to be higher in the hours following a meal. So, one tool in your tool belt to help lower blood sugar, help kind of blunt the blood sugar response, or help to make your body more insulin sensitive would be to plan on 5 to 10 minutes of movement within 2 hours of your meal. So if you've just had lunch at noon, sometime before 2 p.m., it would be great for you to take a 5 to 10 minute walk or do 10 minutes of just movement next to your desk. Do a couple of squats, a couple of wall push ups, march in place, dance to a song, whatever you can do, whatever's physically possible. But again, within 2 hours of a meal, that will really help to kind of blunt the blood sugar response and put your body in a better metabolic position to handle that meal. But if that doesn't work, it's okay. You can also move right before you eat, right? You could go for a 5 minute walk and then sit down and have lunch. You can move at any time throughout the day, and it's still going to handle and help your blood sugar at any point throughout the day. But if you can target those like after meal or snack times, it can be really, really powerful. We have a little extra special video below this one that is the soleus push up. This is like a fun hack movement that you can do anywhere, anytime when you are sitting. So if you're in a long meeting, if you're on an airplane or traveling, if you're, I don't know, sitting on the couch because you're low energy today, it's a movement that you can do that actually does pull a pretty significant amount of blood sugar out of the bloodstream and kind of help lower and blunt that blood sugar response. It's one of my favorite little hacks to share with folks. So definitely check out Wade demonstrating that soleus push-up in the video below. Okay, move more, add spontaneous movement. It's going to directly impact your blood sugar and insulin response. The larger goal of exercise, like how much should an adult plan to move or try to move throughout the week, would be 150 minutes of moderate intensity movement throughout the week. That breaks down to about 20 to 30 minutes, 5 to 6 days per week. Moderate intensity means your heart is pumping, but you could talk to somebody. If you were walking with someone, your heart would be pumping, you're going at a pace that's pretty moderate intensity, but you could still carry on a conversation and just feel a little breathless here and there. If you're doing more intense exercise, like vigorous intensity or high intensity exercise, you can do shorter durations of that exercise. No matter what, if you are moving your body, if you are planning for exercise, definitely try to include some strength or resistance training 2 to 3 days per week. This is going to give you a good metabolic benefit. The more muscle we carry, the more metabolically active we are, the more blood sugar and calories that we're burning even at rest. So adding in those strength and resistance trainings like 2 or 3 times a week is going to be really powerful. If you need help in kind of crafting your personal workout plan, if you need accountability to keep moving and push yourself in movement, be sure to schedule a one-on-one with any of our exercise experts, our personal trainers, anytime. If you are living with type 2 diabetes, we want to make sure that you are safe to push yourself further in exercise. So, if you are planning to go out for a longer duration of exercise, if you typically walk for 10 minutes and you're going to say, like, today I'm going to push for 20 or 30 or more, go ahead and check your blood sugar before that movement. If your blood sugar is less than 100 milligrams per deciliter, it's a great idea to have a snack to hold you steady and give you a little bit of fuel for that exercise and to protect you. Make sure that you don't end up going too low because we know exercise burns a ton of blood sugar. So if your blood sugar is under 100, have a fruit or a vegetable paired with some protein. That's going to give you some carbohydrate to give you fuel for exercise, but then the protein or fat is going to help stabilize that blood sugar and keep you feeling great and fueled throughout the movement that you're doing. So something like an apple or a banana with some peanut butter is a great idea. Yogurt with some berries, fresh or frozen, doesn't matter. That's a great idea. Or dipping veggies in something like hummus. No matter what, you're getting some carb and some protein to fuel up and hold steady throughout that exercise. Another thing you might notice if you're checking your blood sugar around exercise is that really intense movement, really vigorous intensity movement. You might see an initial rise in your blood sugar. So you might go for this really intense run or do this cool, intense exercise class and check your blood sugar thinking it's going to be phenomenal. And actually, it's running a little bit higher than you expected. No worries. This is actually something we expect to see. And we're going to talk about the after effects of this in a moment. So that is a survival mechanism, right? You've just told your body, hey, we are moving intensely. Something is up. Your body perceives that as like we're running from a tiger, right? Why would I be moving like this unless there was a threat behind me? So, in order to give my own body fuel to run from that tiger and survive, we send out a rush of blood sugar. This comes from the stored carbohydrate that we keep in our liver and in our muscles. So we're going to see an initial rise in blood sugar to fuel that intense movement to survive. However, within 2 to 3 hours after that exercise, we would expect to see really significant decreases in blood sugar. And typically, in the days following, we see significantly lower blood sugar numbers compared to the norm. So, even one bout of intense exercise, while you might see an initial rise, should result in really significant lowered blood sugar in the hours following and in the days following. It's amazing, it's powerful. Movement is a powerful tool to keep your blood sugar in check. It's an amazing phenomenon. No matter what, no matter how you break it down, find a way to move that works for you. For some people, it's just adding in more standing breaks or committing to like one active chore in the house every day. It doesn't have to be scheduled, structured exercise. Although, of course, when you're able to plan on more movement, more intense movement, you're going to see more significant results from that. So move often and don't feel pressured to, I have to exercise for 30 to 45 minutes to work. No, little blocks of 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there are really significant little moments of like suppressing that blood sugar response and improving your insulin sensitivity. So small chunks of movement throughout the day add up to a lot of benefit metabolically. But if you can get to that 20 to 30 minutes, 5 to 6 days per week, plus a little soleus push up here, plus a little chore there, you are going to be so metabolically active and burning through that blood sugar like crazy. No matter what, though, you don't have to go this alone. We'll be here to support you every step of the way. So, if we can help create a more personalized plan that works for your body and your interests, please connect with our personal trainers on staff anytime. Or if we can just hold you accountable or whatever you need with exercise, we are here for it. Check out your Strive for Five. Check out our exercise programs that you have already in and available to you through MoveWell. Connect with a personal trainer anytime on your calendar. And then check out the Soleus video that Wade made for us below. You can do it. Reach out anytime. Thank you for your time and attention. I'll see you in the next module.